Hare Krishna, everyone. So let's see what were we discussing in our last class. We discussed this most prominent shloka. Let's recite this once again. I just love to recite shlokas. Let's try. यदा यदा हि धर्मस्य ग्लानिर्भवति भारत अभ्युत्थानमधर्मस्य तदात्मानं सृजाम्यहम् परित्राणाय साधूनां विनाशाय च दुष्कृतां धर्मसंस्थापनार्थाय संभवामि युगे युगे. So see, we discussed various things. Very first thing we discussed, we came to know that dharma is something which is not a kind of faith or a kind of belief or religious. Dharma is something which cannot be changed. So for understanding this thing, we understood this with an example of water, that the original state of water is its liquidity. It's always flowy, right? And for instance, water becomes solid, then it is actually no longer in its constitutional position. So its original state has been changed if it has been freezed. So same way, our dharma is to serve Lord Krishna. Why? Because we are part and parcel of the Supreme. Right? So this is our original state. Just like you will see, a fish will always remain happy when she is in water. The moment she will come out of the water, or even if we will put that fish in any other liquid, we will put it in milk, in a pot of milk, or in a pot of fruit juice, vegetable juice, whatever liquid if you will put that fish in any kind of liquid, then also she will not be happy. She will be very much frustrated, she will remain frustrated, and she will die. Is it not? So same way, our original state is that we can only get satisfied by serving Lord, because we are his part and parcel. Then next thing we discussed, that our constitutional position is service. We are eternal servant of Lord. Isn't it? So let's just understand this thing more in detail today. We will discuss this topic more in detail. Let's just read this again. This position of transcendental services to Supreme Whole is being misused due to material contact. How misused? How misused? We understood this with an example, that we are so much qualified, we are so much intelligent, we are super intelligent actually than animals. We have elevated consciousness, but then also if we are getting satisfied with what animals get very easily, then we are not using full potential of our human life. So this is what it means, that it is being misused due to material contact. So this is because of our ignorance. And what is ignorance? We understood this also, that we are always blissful, but due to ignorance, due to the accumulated dust of ignorance, of illusion on our mind, we have forgotten to Lord Krishna. And that's why we are struggling here so much. So this is because of the material contact. So yeah, moving forward, everyone is a servant and no one is a master. Everyone is serving someone or other. Although the president is serving, president may be the chief executive of the state, still he is serving the state. And when his services are no longer required, the state disposes of him. So, are you getting this thing? That designation doesn't matter at what designation you are at. Everyone is serving. Even the president of any country, home minister, prime minister of the country, he is also serving. So designation doesn't matter. Everyone is serving some or other because it's his constitutional position. So this should be understood. And this is also one thing, that he cannot be satisfied without serving others. He always need to serve others in some way or other because it's his constitutional position. To think to oneself, I am the master of all I survey, is called Maya, illusion. So, if a person is assuming himself that, oh, I am the ultimate controller of everything, the things will be, it can be controlled, I can control everything, they will work as I want. Then, if any person is assuming like this, then he is really in ignorant. He is really in ignorance. And this is called Maya. So moving forward, let me tell you one more thing. That controller is Lord. Ultimate controller will always be God. No matter what other people think. No matter. Just by, he will think anything, but reality will not change just by false thinking. Is it not? So controller will always be God. But if he is assuming himself as the controller, then it is illusion. So one should understand this thing. Thus, in material consciousness, our service is being misused under various designations. So, just think about this thing, that you might be working for your boss. You might be serving your boss. But does he really cares about you? Does he really, and have any kind of compassion towards you? Even you will notice this thing, that if you will commit any mistake, even a little mistake, then he will shout on you. He will chastise you. But our Lord Krishna is not like this. So, see, this is our constitutional position to serve. We are already serving one or another in some or other way. So why not to turn our service mood towards Krishna? Why not to utilize this, this service thing? Why not to utilize this position? Why not to turn this towards Krishna and serve him, where we have eternal benefits? Of course, I'm not asking you to quit your job. See, serving Krishna doesn't mean that you have to quit your responsibilities or something. You can continue with your daily chores and you can still serve Krishna by putting Krishna into center in whatever you do. Krishna is just amazing. When we do even a little thing for Krishna, even a little service for Krishna, then also Krishna is ready to give himself to us. Yes, Krishna himself tells this thing in Bhagavad Gita. So when we do even a little service for Krishna, he's ready to give himself to us. Krishna comes in control of his devotees. This much Krishna loves us. So why not to turn our this position, constitutional position, to him? We are super intelligent. We have, elevated consciousness. And that's why we are able to do services in various different designations. See, it's written here, Prabhupada ji is telling that in material consciousness, our service is being misused under various designations. We are super intelligent, but this intelligence is being misused. Because we are, instead of turning our, service to Lord, we are busy in doing services under these various designations. So just see, if you take an example of a woman only, she will do many jobs in sense that she will what to say, she can do her duty as a mother. She will serve her child. She will do her duty as a mother. She can do her duty as a wife. She will take care of her husband. She can also do her duty as a housewife. She will take care of her whole family. So she is already serving. But just think about it. If she takes Krishna in center, so what to say? If she will put Krishna into center, then even if she is serving her child, she will feed her child with more compassion, because she will be, seeing that child as a fragmental part of Lord Krishna only. She will not think that, oh, I am her mother, I am the controller, I will control my child as I want. No. Then, that is actually the sense gratification. That is not the love actually. Love only comes, compassion only comes when you put Krishna into center. Otherwise, it is the reason of sense gratification only. Is it not? So one should understand this thing. So service means doing something for others. But he's doing it in false way, not putting Krishna into center. And if he or she is not putting Krishna into center, then that person is actually serving the illusionary energy of Krishna, the Maya Devi. That person is actually serving Maya Devi. So when we become free from these designations, that is to say, when the dust has been cleared from the mirror of the mind, we will be able to see ourselves in our actual position as eternal servants of Krishna. So see, his constitutional position is to do service, to serve others. But he's serving illusionary energy of Lord Krishna. Instead, he should serve Lord Krishna. Right now also, if you will see, as we are serving Lord Krishna, our this accumulated dust, will, it will get washed time by time, day by day. It will get washed. It will be cleaned. So one should understand it is only possible if we will serve Lord. And you will see day by day, as our we will be uncovering ourselves with these coverings of illusion, our attraction towards Lord Krishna will also increase. So this is very much important, that whatever you do, whatever that can be anything, let's just not talk about bhakti, I'm not talking about any spiritual activity. Whatever you do, even in your material life, if you will do it daily, if you will practice it daily, then only you will be able to become more and more perfect in it. Same way, if you will do something wrong, then you every day, then you will become perfect in those wrong things. People do have many bad habits, so they are doing it every single day. That's why they are becoming perfect in their bad habits, right? And if they will practice good habits every single day, then they will become perfect in that also. Like we had 5 a.m. challenge this time, so we were practicing to wake up early in the morning at 5 a.m. every single day. So we were becoming perfect in waking up at 5 a.m. day by day, as we were practicing it continuously, daily. So one should understand that whatever you are doing, to progress in that thing, to become more and more perfect in that thing, you need to practice it daily, every single day. One should not think that his service in the material. Okay, yeah, one more thing I want to tell here is that, yeah, we will be able to see ourselves in our actual position as eternal servants of Krishna. So let's understand this line. See, one should understand this thing, that anything he is doing, and he is not putting Krishna into center, means he is doing anything and putting Krishna aside, means he is covering himself more in this material covering. Yes, that's why it is very much important that, okay, it is very much nice that you are practicing good things, but it is also very much important to avoid bad things. Just like, suppose if a person is suffering from diabetes, but now doctor has told him to take daily medicines and avoid sweets, desserts as much as he can. But now, okay, he's taking medicine, but also he's consuming lots and lots of sweets. So will he, will he progress? Will he be able to reverse his disease? No, right? Because he is not avoiding bad thing. He's not avoiding that thing which he should avoid, which he should not do. He's also doing that. So he will not be able to reverse his disease. He will not be able to, cure his disease very in a, what to say, in a means he will not be able to reverse his disease. So same way, here also we should understand that it is very nice that we are serving Krishna, but we should also understand this thing, that if we are doing anything putting Krishna aside, we are not putting Krishna into center, then it is becoming the reason of more covering of illusion on our mind. Okay, at least if he is not able to understand this thing, any ordinary person who is not on this path, he is not walking on this path, but at least he should observe that he is not getting satisfied whatever he is doing, no matter what. You also think about this thing now, that we have been doing so many things from so long, but we are not getting satisfied from it. It is really a frustration. Literally, it's a frustration that we are not getting satisfied. Just for, like, I can really relate with this example. There was a time when I used to follow Sattvic lifestyle, the food which Sattvic movement recommends. So yeah, that was nice. But later on, I started consuming traditional food. Of course, I was eating Krishna Prasadam only, but I was eating so much fancy food. So, of course, it's remnants of Krishna. It's transcendental, but then also there is a lot of difference in the food that we eat, the simple food that we eat and the fancy food that we eat. There's lots of difference in both of them. So last week only I observed this thing. I started consuming that simple food again, and I was feeling so much satisfaction, literally, just by eating little portion of that simple food. I was feeling so much satisfied. So that feeling of satisfaction is something amazing, isn't it? Just a little satisfaction can give you so much of happiness, so much of peace. What to say of transcendental satisfaction? So we will be able to understand these things gradually. It is not a one-time thing. It's a journey. Just keep going every single day. So yeah, ordinary person who is not walking on this path, he should think like this, that I'm doing so many things, but then also I'm not getting satisfied. What is this happening with me? I'm doing anything and I'm trying to get satisfied from him. I'm trying to get happiness from it. But again, next moment I receive some misery, some problem arises, next moment again. So what is this happening? So once he will raise this question, will come in his mind, he will automatically, Krishna will automatically arrange. Okay. One should not think that his service in the material world and his service in the spiritual atmosphere are the same. Yes, very important thing. Here in this material world, we serve others, but then also the result is not that pleasurable. Even if we are doing it selflessly, then also we observe only some little amount of pleasure. Right? We do observe this thing. We get some pleasure, but still it is not the real and pure pleasure. And that's why he remains stressful, because of this reason. Why so? Because he is unaware about the real pleasure. And we took example of sugarcane for this. That foolish man was not aware about the taste of sugarcane. He was not aware about the taste of sweetness. So he ended up chewing bamboo rods. Right? He ended up chewing bamboo rods. He was not aware about the taste of sweetness. So same way, People are unaware about the real pleasure, real happiness. That's why they remain stressful all the time. And this thing we only come to know by reading scriptures every single day. Every single day, if you will hear these classes, you will read scriptures, you will become strong day by day. And that stage will come then when no one can bewilder you. You will become so much strong. This is fact. So we should understand this thing, that one should not think that his service in the material world and his service in the spiritual atmosphere are the same. Not at all. We can't even imagine the pleasure that we get in spiritual atmosphere. Whatever material service we do, we can't compare those with the service of Lord. You will see when we chant every single day, but sometimes you will observe this thing, that we just love to chant. We just want to chant more and more and more. We don't want to stop. We just want to chant more and more. Is it not? Even after chanting, you will observe, you will feel so much calm. You will feel so much peaceful. A kind of satisfaction you will feel. Do you know the reason behind this? Because the holy names that we are chanting, these are not material names. Yes. Isn't this just surprising that we never get bored, we never feel bored by chanting these 3 names? In Hare Krishna Mahamantra, there are only 3 names: Hare, Krishna, Rama. Is it not? And we just keep on chanting these 3 names only again and again and again. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. So we keep on chanting these 3 names only in this mantra. Then also we never get bored. But now you try any material name. That can be any material name. Just for example, Coca-Cola. So let's just try to chant this Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola, 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 Coca-Cola. Oh. Yeah, I know it seems funny, but you will not be able to chant it for even 2 minutes continuously. I challenge you. And amazing thing is that you will never feel any transformation in your life if you will chant Coca-Cola, Coca-Cola, Coca-Cola. No matter if you will chant it throughout your life also, then also you will not feel any transformation in your life. You will never get love of Krishna by chanting Coca-Cola or any other material name. So see, these words are transcendental, not ordinary at all. So this is just amazing. You will definitely get transformation in your life by chanting these holy names. And you cannot get any transformation in your life by chanting any ordinary material names. And this is practical. You only see now, from beginning only, from the very beginning, we always we always say ordinary words. Our talks are always, they're always related to the ordinary material things. That's why you'll see there is no any transformation. We are doing it from the very beginning, from our childhood only. So this is just amazing. We should understand this thing. Okay. moving forward, we may shudder to think, oh, after liberation, will I still be a servant? This is because we have experienced that being a servant in the material world is not very enjoyable. But transcendental service is not like this. Very interesting point. You will see your so called boss, uh, whom you are serving, he never cares about you. He is, he does not care about your feelings or whatever. He will never give you leaves. He will always want you to work for him. He will always want you to work for him. Even you will see, they, you know, they make us work so much, like so much, but they give, in return they give us only little salary, because this much capacity they have. It's not their mistake also because they are material boss. Those are the bosses of this material world. It's not their mistakes also. Even you'll see, if you will commit even a little mistake, then they will start chastising you. They will chastise you a lot. But just look at Krishna, our real boss. Even we have committed many mistakes, even we commit many mistakes, then also he never rejects us. Will you find, have you ever seen such a great boss? You will commit like endless mistakes. We have been committing so many mistakes. We have, turned our face from him. We have been committing so many mistakes from so long, from eternal, births, eternal time. But then also he has never rejected us. He's ready to accept us every moment, every time. Have you ever seen such a great boss? Where will you find such a great boss? Just think about it. Krishna is just amazing. Even you will see here in this material world, if any person is on a high post, so he will assume himself a very great man. Oh, I am very great man. I am at this much high post. Other people are nothing in front of me. They are just useless. They are poor people. I don't want to look their faces. He becomes so much proudy, isn't it? Even if you will see, let's understand this with an example. You will see a person who is driving a luxurious car. There will be a person who is driving a luxurious car, and on the other hand there will be a person who is driving a normal car. So he himself will also feel very inferior, is it not? Oh, I'm so poor, I have this normal car. And just look at him. He has so much nice, luxurious car. He's so lucky, etc. etc. But one thing to be understood, one thing we need to understand is that in spiritual world there is no such differences. There is no inferiority or superiority. There is no inferior or superior posts. No. Because Krishna never differentiates. So in spiritual world, Golok Dham, there is no any difference. Krishna never differentiates. He will never differentiate you. Oh, he has very small, she has very small hair. Oh, he has very tall height. No, he will not differentiate. He never differentiates us like that. These cheap things only happen here in this material world. So, yeah, we should understand this thing, that this material world is really not a good place to even survive. So, one should always, think like this, that we have to do our bhajan kriya very nicely, and we have to, pack our bags, and we need to, you know, close this chapter in this life only. We want to go back to Godhead now. We don't want to be here anymore. So, yeah. In the spiritual world, there is no difference between the servant and the master. Now, how to know this? Here, of course, there is distinction, but in the absolute world, everything is one. For instance, in Bhagavad Gita, we can see that Krishna has taken the position of servant as the chariot driver of Arjuna. Are you able to see this? Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he became the chariot driver for Arjun. Just see how much Krishna loves us. Just see how much Krishna loves us. He never differentiates. People who are at the higher post, this material world, there is no any, any value of these high posts. Literally no value of these higher, so-called higher posts, so-called higher designations. No value at all in front of Krishna. Krishna is Supreme Personality. Just look at him. How much he loves us. So yeah, I was saying that anybody who is at the higher post also, he will not even, he will not get ready to, he will not do even a drama of becoming a servant. Just ask your boss, will you do a drama of, will you become my servant? Just do a drama, just become a servant of mine. Will you do it for me? Never. You never. Don't ask this with to your boss. He might fire you from your job. Don't ask. I'm just kidding. But it's reality. He will never. He will never do it even for drama. But see Krishna. So from this, we should understand this thing, that we should never ever think like this, that I am the most fallen. I have committed so many mistakes. I'm so poor. Will Krishna accept me or not? We should never think like that. Because Krishna is waiting for us. He is waiting that when will we return back to him? When? So we should never think like that. So just see now, Krishna, who is supreme, he becomes servant of his servant. In his constitutional position, Arjuna is the servant of Krishna, but in behavior, we can see that sometimes the Lord becomes the servant of the servant. So we should be careful not to carry materialistic ideas into the material realm. So are you able to follow this thing? That never assume like this, that this material world might be same as that spiritual world might be same as this material world. No, not at all. There is lots of difference. Even heaven is nothing. Do you know heaven is also a material world? Yeah, it also gets destroyed at one time. The only spiritual world in this whole universe is the home of Lord Krishna. Golok, Vaikundham, the absolute place, the absolute world. So, how amazing is that? That Krishna never differentiates. Krishna is just so great. He never rejects anyone. He never rejects. You might, you might have heard many stories of devils, demons. You might have heard of Putna. Putna came to Krishna to feed Krishna poison. But Krishna gave her position of mother. Now you might be thinking, why so? Because Krishna was appreciating this thing that she came to me to offer me something. Even it was a poison. Poison is nothing for Krishna. Krishna is transcendental. But then also, Krishna never rejects. And there are so many stories, so many. Krishna has delivered everyone because all are part and parcels of Krishna. Krishna never differentiates. Just like you will see, if a father have let's say 5 sons, so he will never differentiate in 5 sons. Or it is possibility is there that in this material world that father can also differentiate, do differentiation in uh, to his sons. But Krishna never do this. Krishna never do this. Krishna is just great. Krishna loves us. See, this is the true meaning of love. Love means endless forgiveness. So Krishna is forgiving us. And that's why, see, Krishna has given us this chance to walk on this path. Krishna is allowing us to chant his holy names. Krishna is allowing us to consume his remnants. Krishna is allowing us to hear about himself. How fortunate we are. We should always meditate on these things. We should think about these things. Then only we'll be, more grateful about our about our fortune. Yeah. Whatever we have materially experienced is but a perverted reflection of things in spiritual world. Now this is also a problem. We can't understand the potency of spiritual happiness with our material experiences, with our material senses. This is also a problem. So we have to, read scriptures and we have to accept the knowledge as it is. Whatever been told in scriptures, we have to accept it as it is because we can't experience things by ourselves. Alright, we will continue our discussion in our next class. Hare Krishna. Jai Srila Prabhupada.